Turning our attention now to the ASX, here's Matt Birney and Bulls and Bears with the latest public company views and interviews.
Welcome to Bulls and Bears, where we break down the latest ASX announcements from public companies that are doing interesting things. Today's Bulls and Bears is brought to you by PolarX, ASX code PXX. I'm Matt Birney and I'm joined now by the Managing Director of PolarX, Frazer Tabeart. Hi Frazer.
Hi Matt.
PolarX is developing the Humboldt Range Gold-Silver project in Nevada and the Zackley and Caribou Dome Copper-Gold discoveries in Alaska. Recent rock chip sampling from the 4th of July prospect within the Humboldt Range project has thrown up some seriously high silver grades, which add to the previously discovered ridiculously high gold samples at PolarX's Black Canyon prospect just to the north, also within Humboldt Range. Frazer, Humboldt Range continues to return some pretty crazy assay numbers. How many high-grade rock chips did you unearth recently, and what were some of the better grades?
We had 5 samples that went over 1,000 grams per tonne of silver with very strong gold credit. The best one there was over 1,500 grams per tonne silver. That's higher than that assay technique could actually cope with. And then we had other samples that were 1,360 and another one at 1,110. Some spectacular numbers there.
Is this the first time you've picked up 1,000 gram plus samples at that project?
No, we've had others in the past. So we've had, I think the highest we've had is 2,083 and another one at 1,880. So there's certainly consistently high grades of silver, particularly in the southern part of the 4th of July claims.
I was looking at some of the vein sampling you were doing at the Black Canyon prospect, also within Humboldt Range, and some of those grades are crazy as well. What are the best vein sampling gold numbers and silver numbers you've got at Black Canyon?
Yeah, those really are insane, and that's what got us interested in the project in the first place. With 3,384 grams per tonne gold, that's over 100 ounces per tonne of gold, and then 2,837 grams per tonne of silver, and almost 23% lead in one of the samples as well.
As good as those numbers are, I know you're probably more focused in Alaska, where you've got your Zackley and Caribou Dome copper-gold discoveries. Tell me the existing resource numbers at those two discoveries.
So Zackley, that's 3.4 million tonnes, and that's got 1.2% copper and 2 grams per tonne gold and 14 grams per tonne silver. So that's a multi-element deposit there. And then at the nearby Caribou Dome, we've got 2.8 million tonnes at a very, very healthy 3.1% copper.
What are the next steps at those two projects?
Yeah, so we've just got a metallurgy test work program about to commence at Zackley, and that's going to evaluate how much of that gold we can get out with the gravity circuit and then the systematics of flotation of copper. And then we are planning a drilling campaign at Caribou Dome, and that's to be executed in August this year. There'll be 4 holes there drilled for metallurgy, and then a number of holes drilled in 3 new exciting targets.
Frazer Tabeart from PolarX, thanks for joining me today. And remember, Bulls and Bears is only here to give you information, not advice, which you should of course seek independently. I'm Matt Birney and this is Bulls and Bears.
For more public company CEO interviews, go to the Money page at 6pr.com.au and click the Public Companies tab.